Hello guys, welcome back to Doris's Diary. Morning. As you guys may know, I'm on vacation in Scotland, in the heart of Scotland, Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland. So today is my first day of going out because I've got series of activities doing today. Alright, so I hope that you guys will follow me up and watch what I'm doing today. A lot of activities. I think I've got some couple of things to do. Alright guys, so just keep watching and keep staying tuned. Catch you guys later. Bye bye. Alright guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Doris's Diary. So today I'm going to be taking you on a very nice adventure, and guess what it is called? It is called Queensferry boat trip. Guys, this is a sea. Alright, we are going to this river, and it has got the first of fourth bridges, the third bridges, the islands, the Inchcolm Island of Abbey, you know, the history, where the history of Scotland, the history of the United Kingdom lies. They've got a lot of history, even Charles Darwin. Okay, so just sit back and just enjoy this ride with me, guys. Like, it's so fascinating. I can't really wait. Okay, and I told you guys that I've got loads and loads of activities for you guys for this particular vacation. I went in Edinburgh in Scotland. All right guys, so this is so lovely. Traveling is part of education. You listen to history, you listen to a lot of things, and you get to know, wow, this is what is really happening. All right guys, so just sit back and enjoy this with me. Okay, catch ya, bye.
Oh, je zit als teruglopen. Het kan zijn, ja, dat je bij het museum anders.
Follow me, bomba to bomba. Follow me, bomba. Alright guys, this is the bridge. I think so. This is the bridge. This is the fourth bridge. Now I'm confused. I'm confused. Okay, this way. Alright guys, we've come to the junction that leads straight away to the boat trips. So you can see town center, Inchcolm of Abbey ferry boat trips down here. So we're going to be going down now. I hope this is beautiful. Alright, look at how this is seen. Yeah, let me take you guys for a ride. Okay. I think this is gonna be lovely. This is gonna be very lovely. Alright guys, as you can see, it is becoming quiet and lonely. And when you see a background like this, I remember back then in the village, whenever we go back for Christmas, like whenever we are approaching the river, you know, it becomes dull and lonely and so chill. So this is how this place is now. You can see this is lovely. So let's keep going. There's a lot of people at my back who are also coming, not only myself, and got a lot of people who are also coming here for the boat trip. Alright guys, that's it, Queensferry. Are you seeing the boat icon, the sail icon? Yeah, that's it. See people who already came, see cars parked in by. So I think I can see the river now. I can see the water. Yeah, look at it. Some cars are already parked here by people who came with their own cars and family. But for us, as tourists, we had to catch the bus. Okay, so I think we're approaching the. Yeah, I can see it. Okay, guys, this is the site. Okay, this is the site. Look at this. Is one of UNN heritage sites in the world. This is lovely. This is wonders. My God, look at how tall this is. Woo! Oh my jingles. Oh my jingles. I can't wait to hop into this boat. Like, I can't wait to hop into the boat. Woo. Yeah, okay. Let's go get my ticket. Let me go and get my ticket. Woo. Alright guys, welcome to Queensferry boat trip here in Edinburgh, the capital city of Scotland. So today we're gonna be doing a boat ride, fifth of the fourth bridges, one of the. Alright, so this is where we're gonna get our boat ticket here. Ticket Inchcolm Island. Alright guys, so this is the car. This is electronic boarding pass. You can see it. Fourth boat tours. Oh, okay, here. Let's go on board. Let's go on board. Wonders shall never end. This is wonders of life. Wow, there are a lot of things on earth that God created and mankind created, and I think this is one of the wonders that mankind made. You know, we are also creator man, because there is a train that runs on top. This is very high, up to 15-story building, more than 15-story if you may ask. It's very okay. So that's the boat we're going to be cruising on. That's the boat. Oh, I'm so happy guys, like I'm so happy. Come to Scotland, come to Edinburgh for a vacation. You're gonna like it guys. Alright guys, let me just give you a clear view of this bridge. Maybe look at how this is. This is lovely. Nice. Okay, our boat is leaving at 11, so people are already boarding. Okay, so I think we still got time. Still got 30 more minutes. I think I will see a clearer view of this inside the boat. Lovely. Wow. Cute. This extends even beyond these trees. See guys, one thing you should know about me is I love nature a lot. You know, this is one of the reasons I came to Wales, because of the landscape, you know, the mountains, the seas and all. And one of the reasons I chose to come to Scotland is because they've also got some nature. So this is one of it. I love nature a lot. One, because of the fact that the natural air that comes from it, purified air, is so lovely, and you know, so these things are so cute. Like they are so cute. Oh my God! See, these things are nice. The sea view is large. Alright guys, so on this tour they have provided us with a pre-recorded audio guide. So this audio guide will be guiding us, you know, giving us a history of what happened at every point, the different locations. It will start with the bridge, the islands, the first bridge, the second bridge, the third bridge, you know, the castles inside this island, inside this sea, what happens. Okay, so after now you're not going to be hearing my voice much often. You'll be hearing the voice of the pre-recorded audio guide, so you learn what I learned from this trip guys. It was an eye-opener. Okay, so just sit back and enjoy this whole stuff. It is quite amazing. It's quite fascinating how people kept their own culture, you know, and heritage. It's really lovely guys. Okay, hello.
Hi.
That's my ticket.
Thank you.
Thank you. Woo. Hello. Alright guys, so we're inside the boat now, waiting for people to board in. In the next 20 minutes we should be taking off. Like I can feel the breeze, the air. So cool here. I don't know if you're hearing me. Alright, so this is a 5th bridge of falls in Queensferry, the boating. So fasten your seatbelts, let's take a ride and see the old city of Edinburgh. Alright, so keep watching. Love you guys. I'm having fun in Edinburgh, guys. Like this is my first outing since I came. It's cool. I'm cool. This guy here is stopping my life. No worries. He's alive for now. Catch you guys. Bye bye. See, people are really coming. See, this is a railway. Actually, this is a railway. Look at people who are coming for vacation, who are coming for sightseeing. Guys, this is love. This is one of the world's heritage sites. That is it. So you need to see this bridge. Like, look at how massive the steels are. Massive. They are. Okay. This is the captain of the boat. Say hello to my guys. Thank you.
In the event of an emergency, you will hear 7 long blasts from the ship's horn. Simply return to your seats and remain calm. Wait then for any further instructions to be given. That's 7 long blasts of the ship's horn. Return to your seats and wait on further instructions.
Alright guys, we are taking off now.
You are free to move around the inside and the fore and aft decks of the ship. But never forget, we are on water, and even on the calmest of days the boat may move up or down or sideways. And it's never when you expect it. You will find toilets at the back of this ship as you visit the bell bar. The bell bar is located below decks, downstairs towards the rear of our ship. There is a selection of snacks with hot and cold drinks available, and you will pass the toilets on your left and right on your way down to the bell bar. Of Scotland to the south of Scotland and England, perhaps bookmarked buildings in the history of the world. The 19th century can be marked by the Forth Rail Bridge, the Red Cantilever Bridge, built before cars and aircraft existed during the reign of Queen Victoria. It opened in 1890. Around the same time, Rudolf Diesel invented the diesel engine. Shredded wheat was the new breakfast cereal. Fingerprinting becomes possible. Aspirin is developed and X-rays discovered. Scotland was then the second richest nation on earth. The Forth Rail Bridge, the red one, was inscribed as a World Heritage Site by the United Nations body UNESCO, so it now enjoys the same status as the Taj Mahal and the Great Wall of China. And with the ever-increasing popularity of cars, the Silver Bridge, the Forth Road Bridge, marks the 20th century. Queen Elizabeth II opened the Forth Road Bridge less than 2 years after the assassination of American President John F. Kennedy. The very same year that Philips introduced the music cassette. Chemotherapy was first used used to treat cancer, and Beatlemania was taking the world by storm with All My Loving and I Wanna Hold Your Hand. Now, the Red Forth Rail Bridge was built at a cost of £3 million. The Silver Forth Road Bridge was built for £11.5 million 74 years later.
Wow.
Now, here in the 21st century, a further 50 plus years later, the Queensferry crossing is the newest addition to the scenery. A concept built with a 21st century budget of around £1.5 billion, not million, £1.5 billion.
Oh, hello again. Let me explain where we're going and what we're going to see. The first place, Inchcolm Island, over the left-hand side. I'm going to spin the boat just front of this island. Then I'm going to pass Hand Point oil terminal on the south side. Then I'm going to cross the channel. We go around Inchcolm Island. We're not stopping on the island today. After the island, we spend a couple of minutes for search for puffins and seals, and the way back under the bridges and go back.
He'd taken control of Edinburgh. He was advancing his troops throughout Scotland. He was aiming for Stirling Castle. He already had Tantallon Castle at Dunbar, Blackness Castle upstream, and Inchgarvie Castle here he took on the 17th day of July, 1651. At this point in the river, in the space of 2 days, over 4,000 English troops crossed to North Queensferry in little boats, and then they all became embroiled in the Battle of Inverkeithing. Upstream, and Inchgarvie Castle here he took on the 17th day of July, 1651. Beside the Red Forth Rail Bridge, to be sunk with a submarine launched, self-propelled torpedo. And botany, and for Charles Darwin, this area was the starting point in his epic worldwide journey to discovering on the origin of the species. But Charles wasn't the only one. Another very famous naturalist came from a little way further downstream, in the small fishing town of Dunbar. Very probably Canadians and Americans aboard, you will know the name, John Muir. This was a man who saved many areas of natural beauty from the curse of mankind itself. Places such as Yosemite National Park in the United States. He more or less created the national park system. Rather ugly. However, this is the midpoint in a very long journey from deep within the earth for Scotland's black gold, the Forties blend, its oil. It's extracted and collected from over 50 platforms in the Forties field way out in the North Sea. It's then piped along the seabed to here. This is Hand Point. And from here at Hand Point, supertankers, they take on loads of at least gold, the Forties blend, its oil. It's extracted and collected from over 50 platforms in the Forties field way out in the North Sea. It's then piped along the seabed to here. This is Hand Point. And from here at Hand Point, super tankers, they take cargoes of at least half.
Hey guys, so far so good. I hope you guys are really enjoying this adventure with me. You know, the history here is so fascinating. The whole history about things that happens. There are more to come, okay? So don't just end this and say no, just hold on. There are more to come. There are more discoveries on this island, okay? You've not seen anything yet, so just relax. Don't rush to do anything. See you guys. Okay, so just enjoy with me, guys. Enjoy with me. This is lovely. So lush and lush and lush.
Now, if you do like historic homes and castles of the aristocracy, then this area of the Forth is literally a treasure trove for you. If you like a party or a wedding venue with a difference, take a look over to Barnbougle Castle. You'll see it, there it is. It's over on the shore, standing on its own, on the beach. An ideal getaway location. And it was. Harry Potter fans will know Professor Minerva McGonagall, in real life actress Maggie Smith, as she played the lead role in The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie as well, and this was her weekend hideaway in the film. Now, Barnbougle Castle is 13th century. It was built by the Mowbray family, and with the rest of the Dalmeny estate, it's been owned by the Primrose family since the 1600s. A family with many royal connections. The Primroses are the Earls of Rosebery.
Yeah.
Now there is another house here, and it's far more spectacular. It's called Dalmeny House. Just in the trees, it's just behind Barnbougle Castle. It's a salubrious 1800s Tudor Gothic revival of a construction on a huge scale. If you would like to see it, or indeed Barnbougle a bit closer, if you've got time, you can walk. It's right along the beach from Hawes Pier, and I promise you will not be disappointed. Now, all families, well, they all have a little bit of scandal in their past, don't they? Skeletons in the cupboard. This is the 5th Earl of Rosebery. It was the 1800s, Queen Victoria's era. Now, he was one of the most celebrated figures in Britain, a very influential millionaire, and he was a politician whose charm, wit, charisma, and public popularity gave him. Island is a little further downstream from Barnbougle Castle, and in the trees behind Cranmond Island is Lauriston Castle. Imagine this world without your mobile phone. No, you can't possibly, can you? Your computer, the internet. Absolutely devastating. How could we possibly live? But these essentials, they would not exist or work today without the algorithm, the logarithm, and the decimal point system. All things used to make very large calculations very quickly and very easily, but it's not new technology.
Very good news for everyone who's waiting for seals. I just found a group of seals on the red navigation buoy straight ahead. I approach a little bit closer, we slow down, and I give you a chance to make lovely pictures.
He was the world's very first millionaire. We know that because he invented that word himself. For centuries, our money used to be made from precious metals. £1 sterling meant £1 in weight of sterling silver. And then from that, 240 smaller coins were made, and they were called sterlings. Wow. Money was heavy. Money was expensive to make. I mean, it was silver. John's solution was to introduce paper money. Now, this is around the very early 1700s. At that point, so much of America was actually owned by France. From the Gulf of Mexico at the bottom, right up the middle, the Mississippi Basin, all the way to the Canadian Rockies. Getting investors, selling shares, that was another new concept, and John's paper money system. Altogether, it actually cleared France's national debt in only 3 years. The French Duke of Orleans really believed in John Law and his capabilities. Together, they went on to create New Orleans, as well as a Mississippi Company, to control and profit from America's trade with other countries. It was all very, very successful. Hundreds of investors became millionaires overnight, on paper at least. It was brilliant. There was much excitement, and this is where it all goes so very, very wrong. Lots of investors were keen to get their hands on their newfound wealth, so they were taking paper money from the bank. But the bank did not have enough paper money. Guess what they did? It was easy. They just printed more and more, with nothing in the vault to back up the promises. John Law created the Mississippi bubble that as Pathfinder. She was from the 8th Destroyer Flotilla in Versailles. She was patrolling the 4th, just where we are now, and she left the estuary, heading south.
Oh, the building over the left hand side, that's Inchcolm Abbey. I make a quick spin, and if you look over the right hand side on the rocks, you found some group of seals as well.
But the main feature here, of course, is the magnificent Augustinian Abbey, Scotland's most complete example of a monastic house. In former times, and perhaps partly due to its dedication to Columba, the island was nicknamed Iona of the East. The well-preserved abbey and ruins of the 9th century hermit's cell do attract visitors to the island, and some of the visitors even get married here. They say that this island has been used in the past by hermits and also as a prison. But Inchcolm, throughout the centuries, is another of the Forth's islands that became fortified to prevent the various docks further upriver from being attacked. Can you see the red and white lighthouse out in the water, the Oxcar's Light? This beacon was another of the hundreds built by Scotland's famous lighthouse family, the Stevensons. You'll probably all know the famous grandson in the Stevenson family. The author of Treasure Island, Robert Louis Stevenson, used the Northern Lighthouse Board. They spent all and sometimes more of their income every year, millions. You may notice the red and white lighthouse out at sea. We call that the Oxcar's Light. You've all probably heard the name Robert Louis Stevenson. He was the great Scottish author of Treasure Island, and he was very, very famous, and actually so was his family in the generation in front. They were engineers, and I call them the Lighthouse family because it was Robert Louis Stevenson's father and uncle who built the vast majority of the lighthouses around Britain's coastline, including the Oxcar's Light. Today we do have many offshore wind farms, oil facilities, and these are all places that need indicators such as lighthouses and beacons for safety at sea. Now you would think that the government would pay for all the lighthouses, but that's not actually the case. It's a strange thing. What we do have is the General Lighthouse Fund, and it gets its money by charging a levy to every ship that enters UK waters. Currently the charge stands at 37.5 pence per net ton of the ship. Now that doesn't sound too drastic, but to give you the idea, if we use a cruise liner as a model, we do have many offshore wind farms, oil facilities, and these are all places that need indicators such as lighthouses and beacons for safety at sea. Now you would think that the government would pay for all the lighthouses, but that's not actually the case. It's a strange thing. What we do have is the General Lighthouse Fund, and it gets its money by charging a levy to every ship that enters UK waters. Currently the charge stands at 37.5 pence per year. From the month of March, the clowns of the sea, they arrive. We all know them better as puffins. These tiny birds live in the burrows along the cliff tops of their island, just like rabbits. And the puffins come here to breed because of an ointment. That's why it was welcomed onto the islands in the first place. Nowadays, though, it's taken over so much that it's going into the burrows where the puffins live. So every year, Operation Tree Mallow happens, and that's when volunteers visit all of the islands and they clear the burrows for the next breeding season. So, do you think we should now go looking for some seals? Our captain is taking us right now towards the islands we know as the Haystack and Longcraig. Now remember, it's always a bit harder to see them the higher the tide. Here. Mortimer's Deep. Now this is a natural haven for the seals, who are free to enjoy the mysteries of the undersea world beneath us now. We humans are not. This is a protected and forbidden area for divers, and that's because there really is treasure here. This really is a place holding many secrets, and one of the biggest secrets has now been discovered. Yes, it lies somewhere beneath us, but they do still keep it a secret. It's a sunken treasure ship. The Blessing of Burnt Island was the ship belonging to King Charles I. It was his baggage ship, but ever since the Great Storm of 1633, the Blessing has laid here, just a wreck on the seabed. All the silver, all the gold, all the treasures from the Royal Stuart dynasty, they were lost beneath the waves here forever. There were silks, there were tapestries, there was also a 280-piece silver dinner service, and it was commissioned by King Henry VIII. It's said that the value of this sunken treasure may run into hundreds of millions of pounds in today's money. They estimate in 1633 the value then was a quarter of all the wealth that Scotland had. The location of the Blessing sold to an American tourist in 1968. It was taken to Arizona and rebuilt there. That in itself is a strange story, but true. However, back here on the 4th, I'd like to share with you another piece of the forgotten past, well before any of the bridges were here. Now John Rennie had a plan, and that was, he wanted to build 4 piers along the seafront of South Queensferry. He then wanted to build a further 3
Oh, the last one flew away, but
facilitate the boats being able to cross the river in a straight line. They wouldn't need to tack, and regardless of the wind direction, they would be able to dock at any one of the piers. As I stated, a brilliant man, a brilliant plan, but John Rennie, he just wasn't far-sighted enough to realise sailing boats were out. buses stacked end to end. This bridge has wind shielding, so it shouldn't have to close at all due to weather. And even more important, this bridge features a dehumidification system to reduce moisture that causes corrosion. Now that's a valuable lesson learned from the failure of the cables on the old bridge. Lying up in the trees to your right under the new bridge is a rather large old mansion, Admiralty House. Until recently this was long. Space. Very much a utopian logic. The Garden City movement went viral around the world. His plans from 1898 became the blueprints for many towns and cities around the world. From here at Rosyth to Tel Aviv to Tokyo, Jakarta to Florence, Vietnam to New Delhi, even Walt Disney's More importantly, he was the designer of the very first Fourth Rail Bridge. And I say the first because there are actually two Fourth Rail bridges. Whilst building his bridge in 1879, all of a sudden work was ordered to stop. But why? Well, because Bosch had previously built the railway bridge over the River Tay. On the 28th of December that year, 1879, there was a ferocious storm. As the Edinburgh steam train was going over the Tay Bridge, the bridge collapsed. The train fell into the river. All 75 passengers were killed. The worst rail disaster in Scottish history. Bosch was disgraced. The establishment no longer trusted his designs. In the aftermath of this disaster, the requirements for a bridge over the Forth were reassessed. The railway needed to cross the Forth. Designers. If you do like Outlander, then that area, well, that's a hotspot of Outlander film locations. We cruise up by Coures, Lamkilns and Charleston, and then we go around by Blackness Castle. Look into their eyes. You are safe. You're in the longest clear-viewing tunnel in the whole of the UK. You could book a scuba dive onward passage to wherever you're going to in the world. I do hope you've had a lovely time at sea with us today. Thank you all so much. Thanks for listening to me. And goodbye from us all.
As you see, it's just a product, very warm, more adventure